If you're a project manager, there's a question you can't really ignore anymore. Is artificial intelligence going to replace your job? We've all seen the headlines. AI can write documents. AI can analyze data. AI can create schedules. AI can summarize meetings. AI can identify risks. AI can even help create project plans. So it's reasonable to ask, if AI can do all of these things, what exactly does a project manager do? Well, after decades of working in project management, I think the answer is actually quite simple. AI is going to change project management dramatically, but I don't believe AI is going to eliminate the need for good project managers. In fact, I think something much more interesting is going to happen. The project managers who learn how to use AI effectively are going to have a significant advantage over those who don't. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. Let's start with something we can all agree on. AI is already capable of doing a lot of the repetitive work that project managers spend their time doing. Think about what a typical project manager does during a week: writing status reports, updating action registers, preparing meeting agendas, writing minutes, creating RAID logs, updating project documentation, preparing presentations, analyzing information, writing emails, creating project plans, preparing risk assessments, producing executive summaries. A lot of this work is essentially information processing, and information processing is exactly where AI is becoming extremely powerful. For example, you could take a set of meeting notes and ask AI, identify all actions, owners, due dates, decisions, and risks. Within seconds, you've got a starting point. You could give AI a project status report and ask, identify the key issues that should be escalated to the steering committee. Again, seconds. You could provide a project scope and ask, identify potential dependencies and risks. It can give you a very useful starting point. But here's where I think project managers need to be careful. A useful starting point isn't the same thing as professional judgment, and that's an important distinction. AI can analyze information, but a project manager needs to understand context. Imagine a project is running 3 weeks behind schedule. AI might look at the schedule and say, the project is 3 weeks behind. Consider adding resources or extending the deadline. Sounds reasonable. But what if you know something AI doesn't? Perhaps the business has deliberately slowed the project down because another major initiative is taking priority. Perhaps a key stakeholder is about to leave the organization. Perhaps there's a regulatory change coming. Perhaps the project has a dependency on another program that hasn't been formally communicated yet. Perhaps the schedule says one thing, but you know the people involved and understand that the dates simply aren't achievable. That's where human judgment becomes incredibly important. Project management isn't simply about managing tasks. It's about managing people, expectations, uncertainty, competing priorities, and decisions. And those things aren't always written down somewhere for AI to analyze. So what do I think is one of the most important skills for a project manager in the age of AI? Influence. Think about what happens when two senior stakeholders disagree. You can't solve that simply by asking AI, who is right? The answer requires understanding the business. It requires understanding personalities. It requires understanding organizational politics. It requires negotiation. It requires communication. And sometimes it requires having an uncomfortable conversation. A project manager might have to say, we can't deliver all of this within the current budget and time frame. We need to decide what we're prepared to compromise. That's not simply project administration. That's leadership. And I think this is where the role of the project manager is going to become even more important. I think we're going to see a gradual shift in what project managers actually spend their time doing. The traditional PM might spend a significant amount of time creating reports, updating spreadsheets, writing minutes, maintaining schedules, preparing documents, chasing actions. In the future, AI will increasingly help with those activities. And that's actually a good thing, because it means the project manager can spend more time doing the things that really matter: talking to stakeholders, managing risks, solving problems, making decisions, removing roadblocks, understanding the business outcome, coaching the project team, managing difficult conversations, and thinking strategically. In other words, less administration, more leadership. And personally, I think that's a positive development for our profession. So, if you're a project manager watching this and you're wondering, what should I actually do about AI? Here are 5 things I'd recommend. Number 1, learn how to prompt AI properly. Don't just ask. Create me a project plan. Give AI context. Tell it the project objective, the constraints, the stakeholders, the timeline, the risks, the assumptions, the desired outcome. The better information you provide, the more useful the output becomes. Number 2, use AI as your second pair of eyes. Don't ask AI to replace your judgment. Ask it to challenge your thinking. For example, what risks might I have missed? What assumptions am I making? What could cause this schedule to fail? What questions would a CFO ask about this proposal? What questions would the project sponsor ask? That can be extremely powerful. Number 3, learn to validate AI output. This is critical. Never assume that because AI gives you an answer, the answer is correct. Check the facts. Check the calculations. Check the assumptions. Check dates. Check dependencies. And most importantly, use your professional judgment. AI should accelerate your thinking, not switch it off. Number 4, strengthen your people skills. If AI is going to take over more administrative work, then your human skills become even more valuable. Communication, leadership, negotiation, influence, conflict management, stakeholder management, decision-making. These are skills worth investing in. Number 5, don't wait for your organization to teach you. This is probably the biggest piece of advice I'd give. You don't need to become an AI engineer. You don't need to learn how to build an AI model. But you should understand how AI can help you do your job better. Start experimenting. Take one task you perform every week and see if AI can help. Maybe it's your weekly status report. Maybe it's your RAID review. Maybe it's meeting preparation. Maybe it's stakeholder communications. Maybe it's risk analysis. Start small. Learn what works. Then expand from there. So what does the project manager of the future look like? I don't think it's a person sitting in front of a computer manually updating spreadsheets all day. I think it's someone who has AI working alongside them. AI might analyze the schedule. AI might monitor risks. AI might summarize meetings. AI might identify trends. AI might prepare reports. AI might suggest actions. But the project manager decides what actually matters. The project manager talks to the stakeholders. The project manager makes decisions. The project manager manages the conflict. The project manager understands the business. And the project manager takes responsibility for the outcome. That's a very different role, and potentially a much more valuable one. So, will AI replace project managers? My answer is, some of the tasks performed by project managers will absolutely be replaced or automated, and that's already happening. But I don't believe good project management is going away. I actually think the opposite could happen. The administrative parts of our job may become increasingly automated, allowing good project managers to focus on leadership, decision-making, relationships, and business outcomes. So don't look at AI and think, it's going to take my job. Look at it and ask, how can I use this to become a better project manager? Because I think the real competition won't necessarily be AI versus project manager. It will be project manager using AI versus project manager who isn't. And that's a very different conversation. If you've been working with AI in your projects, I'd love to hear about your experience. What are you using AI for? Is it saving you time? And do you think AI will ultimately make project managers more valuable or less valuable? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this useful, please consider subscribing to Project Management Companion for more practical project management tips, tools, and techniques. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.